As a rule, this is not how cars are made, or how an assembly plant looks, or generally how the auto industry works. What you're looking at is very, very unusual. Because this is Bugatti.
Perfect circuit for Bugatti.
One of the most beautiful racing cars ever.
Overwhelming victory to Bugatti.
The story of how Bugatti became Bugatti starts a century ago and travels through Monaco, San Sebastian, Monza and Nuremberg. And from the racetracks to the streets of Paris, London and Hollywood. But it all started here, in a small town on the French-German border. At the edge of town, on the Bugatti grounds, sits the Chateau Saint-Jean and an orangerie, a lounge, and most importantly, the atelier.
Not because we are all artists.
Today there's a CEO, head of production, design director, and even an historian who all agree on one thing.
Bugatti is different.
In the atelier, Bugatti builds one of the fastest, most expensive production cars in the world, the Chiron, which they test drive on mountain roads nearby. To understand why words like different, sculptural, and masterpiece are used to describe the cars of a 110-year-old brand is to understand the man, Ettore Bugatti, and one thing in particular.
I don't think Mr. Bugatti was a business person at all.
Ettore was born into a Milanese family of artists. His father was a renowned furniture designer. His brother was a sculptor.
Their artistic background allowed them to see the automotive world completely different.
At 20, Ettore built his first automobile and quickly gained the attention of a car manufacturer who brought him to work at his factory in Alsace, then part of Germany. Before long, Bugatti wanted his own company and set up shop in Molsheim.
After World War I, as Alsace fell back to France, and it became a French company.
Bugatti had three principles of design: art, form, and technique.
He started by doing race cars.
He used these principles to build some of the fastest, most famous race cars on the circuit and sell them.
You won on Sunday and you sold on Monday.
Bugatti designed tools, pistols, fishing rods, speedboats, rail cars, and surgical equipment.
There was absolutely nothing that he wouldn't think about designing from new. His approach was, don't look at what the others do it in your own way, find your own way.
A horse lover, Ettore modelled the Bugatti grille on a horseshoe. His famous Grand Prix winner, the Type 35, he dubbed pure sang, or pure-blooded. And then came the roadsters, limousines, touring and luxury cars. Bugatti customers are celebrities, nobility, self-made entrepreneurs, and mostly male.
Yeah, it's a matter of fact.
In a span of 30 years, Bugatti has become one of the most winningest, most respected automakers in the world. And then tragedy struck. Ettore's son and protégé Jean was killed on a test drive in the new Type 57G race car.
Jean Bugatti's death in August 1939 meant the end for Bugatti. 2 weeks later, World War II broke out, and Bugatti never got going again, as all the other luxury car manufacturers as well.
2 years after the war ended, Ettore Bugatti died of a lung infection, sealing the company's fate. But all the while, the relative few who'd owned the cars, driven them and understood, would speak often of Bugatti, the mark.
When they toasted to themselves, they were not naming or saying Vive Bugatti, but they were just saying Vive la marque.
6 decades after the war, Bugatti's German neighbours would once again play a role in the company's future. Bugatti, which by now was reduced only to its name, had been revived, its saviour seemingly its antithesis, the maker of the people's car, Volkswagen. VW got a legendary luxury brand, and in return, Bugatti got a third act. Which brings us back to the Chiron, a car built in the spirit of Ettore because it was designed and constructed with three principles of the late Bugatti. Number 1, the cars will be handmade. Number 2, form follows performance. 3, nothing too beautiful, nothing too expensive. And that quote says everything about a man who built cars for kings.
The Bugatti is a French masterpiece with German engineering and Italian style.